third place, so this is maximum of the result. And here we had Grunfeld.
A peaceful variation.
Very peaceful variation, because she could proceed with f4.
Yeah,
here.
f4 is main idea.
Yeah, so she decided to try to attack this c5 square, but this is just really very peaceful variation. The rook a1. Equal position.
Equal position,
So, okay, then they will trade the pieces, go to the rook endgame, or...
even I prefer the black position, because...
I like the pawn structure.
Black can change the structure, in any case.
Yeah, and the pawns are in the
c4,
center,
c5, d4, okay. And bishop on g2 closed.
It's blocked with the d5 pawn, and then maybe the dream of pushing e4.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
Katerina likes this type of positions. As a Grunfeld player, I guess for her it's comfortable.
I would like to say this is very important and decisive match for Ukrainian team, because we need to make the draw in the match.
Minimum draw, enough.
For the title, yeah.
But you know that Ukraine have never been the champion in the World Women's Team Championships, never. China was always the champion, Russia was always second, and in the last championship, Georgia was third. So for Ukraine, there's a real chance to write the name just in the history. Okay, we see Anna Ushenina, the world champion, who is playing against Natalia Pagonina, and they had Nimzo Indian. This variation, I will show you some moves.
Queen c2 line.
Yes, Queen c2 line, and do you remember yesterday we observed the game? Lami was playing against Hurtsidze. I will show you the position that we were observing. So we had this variation, goes like f3, e4, and then c5, e4, c5, took,
and e4.
e4, d6, and then bishop took on f6, and she took with the queen. She sacrificed a pawn on d6, but then she won the pawn back, so she transferred the rook to d2 somehow, and Hurtsidze won that game. But today Natalia has chosen d5, so another main line probably, because tries to control e4.
It's really very solid.
Actually, I'm not the fan of this development. The bishop, the knight. I will show you why I don't like this. Okay, in this position, I don't like this. This knight.
Still preparation.
Yeah, maybe it's still preparation, but nevertheless, the knight at the edge.
Yes, knight on h3.
It's not typical for women actually, because we like to put all the pieces in the nice places.
No, if a woman has a preparation, the coach says you have to play this line with knight on h3. Okay, but
what she can do? True. So she defended the knight on d7, e4. This looked forced.
Yes.
Took.
Two bishops advantage. Knight comes on f2.
Okay, right now knight f2, it's fine, and black's idea probably will be pushing f5 pawn somehow just open, because this pawn looks very solid.
But positions looks better for white.
I agree, but the question with the king should be decided somehow.
It is not Berlin defense, king can go.
Yeah, king can stay in the center, but anyway.
No, f2 displays for the knight.
For the knight.
It's maybe short castle or long castle.
Even long castle here?
Yes.
Really?
End game.
Check.
Yes, king d1. It's much better with rook on d1.
That's a good idea. Okay, so you see the position really transferred very quickly.
The idea knight f2, knight g4 somewhere.
I did not expect that.
Looks better for white.
Right now, Anna Ushenina is thinking how to proceed. You see, knight e8 was the last move, so probably maybe even a long castle we will see. Very precise and sharp line for black. I mean, black has to calculate many variations. Okay, let's switch to Galamova game. We see Alisa is playing against Maria Mazachuk, and actually, I consider that this game may be resulted for Russia, because Alisa has good chances in this type of position. Actually, at least had when I saw this position the last time. So she pushed e4, then developed the bishop. So this is like Alisa's positions. 23. White queen is just defended the pawn.
Defended the pawn.
What if knight c4?
Yeah, it's interesting
What's
question.
she going to do? because I do not like, this tournament Alisa is sacrificing too many pawns, and sometimes not very.
Queen takes d4, maybe interesting.
No, just where to jump with the knight. Maybe this.
Yes, knight e2 is the idea.
Okay,
And taken on c4.
So that's why this is like an invitation of knight c4, yeah? So she will retreat with the queen and then b3.
b3 and back on e3 next move.
So this is the trick, okay. But Alisa knows all the tricks
but
here.
What will happen if black retreat with knight b6 back?
Knight b6 back?
With attacking on, knight e2.
What is c5?
No, c5
No, just take,
possible,
not possible, okay. Rook c8. And then
knight
this
c5
will happen. And this position.
No, knight c5 you can take and take only for the last moment. Knight takes c5, takes 2 times on d1.
Okay.
And knight takes a4.
This is the idea. Yeah, I agree. So white has to be very careful with this move with knight c5.
Maybe not knight c5. White has many possibilities.
But okay, the threat is c5.
Okay, c5 maybe it's not a big threat. I don't know, maybe white can play.
C5 is not a threat right now, maybe even. Because we have to. Okay, let's calculate b3, c5. Then she takes. Do you see the problems with the last rank? Yeah, yes. Because the bishop on h7. So this is why c5 is not a threat at all. So b5 can happen.
b3?
Oh, b3, sorry. b3 and then queen e3 and rook c1. So this is the possibility. Okay, so we will wait for the move of Maria. She already played this line. Actually, this line happened.
e5, yeah, it's more
and then
logical.
she played e5.
More logical, but maybe black is not equalizing in this position.
The bishop is somehow blocked, but okay, bishop on g2 is blocked too. 2 bishops. I think it's not good to take here because then the knight will be pushed away from c4.
It's more white for white.
Okay, so just here. After e5, Alisa is still thinking how to proceed, so we will see it later, how the game will be developing. Board number 4, and we see Natalia Zhukova playing against Olga Gilia, Olga with black pieces, and actually Olga already equalized the position. So you see this. And I assume that first and fourth board will be draw, and second and third will be something interesting in this match. Took. Already no problems for black, just put the rooks on d8 and fight for this d file, so it's fine. Okay, which match are we going to check? What do you think?
China's match, maybe.
China-India, yeah?
China-India.
You know, June's position was actually very close to be equal, and let me show you. Okay, so this was the last time I was checking this situation.
Open variation.
Yeah, so she did not take on c4. Here, look. She played rook d1.
Yes,
so
one of the line.
But actually, not really that much advantage for white.
Playable position.
Yeah, playable. And for Chinese, every position is playable, I guess. Took, rook took.
King takes e6, e3.
And just collecting the pawns, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, equal pawn amount, but right now some
threats, rook c8,
checkmate threats.
It's very
she has to defend somehow from this. Yes. So she tricked the Indian girl. Yeah? What was the best move here? So maybe some other variation. Okay. Queen d5
looks quite normal.
Normal, yeah. She took and e4. But just maybe white played precisely, not allowing anything.
No, rook d8. I don't like this move actually. Maybe f5.
F5 immediately and opening. So if takes, you can take with the queen. And the d4 pawn is not very good.
Maybe this idea. Okay, it's other idea. Maybe h5, h4.
Just simply. So
playing
she will
for the
take.
attack. Yeah. Okay. I think at least after trading the queens, that is no problem. Okay, rook
And
d4.
rook d4. Yeah, I agree. So probably
Yeah,
this
maybe
is easy
h5,
plan
h5.
because rook d8 was too straight. Just she showed her plan, and right now the Chinese has all the chances in her game. Okay, board number 2, Padmini against Huang Chang. Here they had some already many moves
I
were
would like
made.
to say this very rare day when the China is fan of Russian team. Because if Russia beat Ukraine.
Yeah, I agree. Usually this is the opposite, yeah? So China and Russia, they are fighting for the golden medals, like it was the Olympiad, but right now China is supporting Russia in this match.
I asked the coach of the Chinese team if he can write a big paper, I'm a fan of Russia team, and comes in the hall.
Like the big board, yeah, something like that,
Yeah.
just supporting. Okay, it's just not polite. Because one day Ukraine will play against China again.
Okay.
So that's why, just think twice. So here the Chinese was actually well, doing pretty well because this pawn, just this pawn structure is strong enough for this queen side.
Yes, black has no problem. In this position, okay, and control everything, I think. Black has some chances.
Yeah. So let's go back.
The first board.
Third board. Okay, here such a fight.
A real fight.
Yeah, but you know they could get completely different positions, as I remember. Somewhere.
Fantastic knight on b3.
Somewhere here. Look, knight b3. I cannot explain this one. Bishop f3 looks more logical.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Knight
So the
b3.
idea was first knight b3 and then bishop f3 because probably she wanted to control the d3 square. That was her plan.
Knight e6.
I was calculating maybe it makes
I
sense just to
prefer-
open this.
Yeah.
But
But
you know,
okay, you open also the knight on b3.
knight will be strong and then the bishop will be attacked.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's why she
Yes.
played
Rook a8.
rook d8, knight a5. You see, that was the idea of knight b3.
Okay, bishop c8.
Of course. Okay, the tricky plan,
No,
knight a5. And then knight will go back.
Retreat, yeah, good knight. Knight b8.
Everybody goes home.
Knight b8, yeah.
You see that in the closed position, so many different transpositions. Just you can transfer the bishop from anywhere you want. Okay, bishop closed.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
another plan
But
occurs,
white
you know.
was very, very strange setup with knight b3, queen d2.
Yeah,
Like
knight
have
on
to
b3.
bring,
It's
it's a better place.
You know, the main piece in position.
Yeah, the main piece in position.
How do you like this move? Rook d1.
Okay, rook d1 is normal.
But what are the
We
plan
are
of rook d1?
fighting against e6.
So this is against e6. Okay, now we know the idea. Bishop to f5. Why not to play just e4 here?
Okay, e4 gives many possibilities for black, even f5.
But actually, I like black's position much more.
Yeah, black went that way. f5, interesting,
And
really interesting
After
position.
f5, do we have any other moves? And you know, the next move was e4.
This is
Pawn
a-
sacrifice. So if she takes, what happens? Oh, she's going to
Queen
maybe
e3.
queen e3. And then she's going to take here. So then the bishop
Bishop
moves.
comes, yeah. Queen takes, bishop 5.
Bishop f5. So you see how the game transposes from one flank to the other flank. This
Yes, the game is transports from one flank to the other flank, but knight on b3 stays till the end of the game.
Till the end of the game, probably, yeah. This piece will stay there.
And the
You
Russian-
know, I will tell you her deep plan.
Knight d2 and knight a4, of course, yeah.
This is the plan.
Absolutely
so
right.
This is the deepest plan.
Yeah.
just not that easy to realize somehow that the idea of placing the knight on b3 was then you will retreat to b2 and take the pawn.
But after knight d2, maybe black can play, for example, e6.
e6 here?
No, e6.
E6.
E6 and open the e5. And after some pin, maybe knight takes e4, he takes d5. He takes d5.
Okay, take here.
And
the
they can
annoying
use this
pin.
pin,
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, not that easy after e4. You have to calculate certain lines that take a responsibility on yourself. That maybe the idea is this move. Because takes, and then she takes here. So this is the trick.
Rook f6.
So with this threat.
g3.
And then rook f8.
Rook f1.
Rook f1, but the rook is kind of minded to g6 pawn.
Well, maybe even here e6 looks promising.
Yeah, because the position is not coordinated at all.
I prefer black.
Yeah, I agree. Black has more opportunities. Okay, go to the next game. Samui against Gucci. And here we have already the end game. Let us check. They had French defense here, and French defense was transposed in an interesting way. So she allowed this check, and then kind of attack on the king, which ended very fast in a queen exchange, and then no real threats. So the knight will move back probably here, and then she will have to do something with the bishop, and one extra pawn will occur for Gucci.
Easily can take back this pawn, long castle.
Castle, rook d8. How are you going to get this pawn back?
I suppose.
Because your bishop controls the d7.
Yes, I control
so
everything. And one moment I can attack two
actually,
times.
let's return back. So here some other move happened. Already a bunch of moves happened. How did they play?
Knight f6.
Yeah, so it happened like we had the same position. So long castle, rook d8, but then something interesting started.
Rook
d3.
Yes.
Knight e8, rook d1, f6, and rook took on d4.
Forcing white to take d4. Yeah. Rook takes d4, rook takes d4.
And e5.
e5. Okay, what we can say? In this position, black has some problems because b7 pawn is hanging every time.
Yeah, it's the pawn is hanging, so then the rook will retreat maybe to d1, I don't know. Somewhere.
Even on d3, interesting.
On d3?
The third rank, you can use third rank.
How to develop the queen side?
Yes, knight f5 very strong. And rook, maybe rook somewhere on b3.
Just to take him.
Taken knight c6.
Knight c6 is just a poor idea. It's not that easy to find the right spot for the king, because anyway the next move will be knight c6, attacking the rook.
Yes. Even if rook a8, let's show. Rook a8.
Rook a8.
Knight c6 also possible.
True.
Even
Let's
here.
check. So certain problems.
If you take, I take with bishop.
But this is the question: whether Samuel will find this variation. Whether maybe she will retreat to d1. Who knows? She's still thinking how to proceed. So for Chinese, actually, it's not that nice,
so easy,
that
so
much.
easy.
So this game very suspicious. Then
two last boards.
Yeah, two last boards are suspicious. So Ju Wenjun has to win her game.
She has to win. She has a good chance because she has some attacks.
I mean, for Chinese, of course, she has to win because the logic in general that they are fighting for the first place. Even with the absence of Hou Yifan, Zhao Xu, and Ruan Lufei is the third one. So can you imagine the team with if all three players present here? So it will be like
India can also
India, true.
Conero.
So yeah. Actually, many teams are here without the strongest players. So okay, so this match we checked, and right now let's go to United States of America against Romania.
Okay.
Oh, just where is our match? crush on the first board against for sure. So you see already something was happening here. Oh, so many exchanges. I don't know. We will see.
Very complex position.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here.
She retreated because maybe g5 was the threat. g5 and f4. That's why she retreated. Took on a fade, and she took on d3. Rook
It's the right
f2.
decision. Yeah.
And two pieces for the rook right now.
Yeah.
But you know, these two pieces, I'm sorry, but till the time when you bring
Yes,
them to play, everything can be decided on the queen side, on the king side, sorry. Rook c1 is the only move. And now, after bishop f5, we do
White
not
has to
have
play
any
very,
moves.
very aggressive in this position because if
Otherwise, no chances to survive. Yeah, if the pieces will come, if knight will come to e5, then it will be the end.
Yes, it will be losing position. But here maybe a g4 is quite normal move.
G4, yeah, because bishop came on f5 and invited this g4. What's she going to do after g4? Going back?
Yes.
Go home? Okay.
It's very difficult to bring even one knight on e5. Black has two knights.
But nevertheless, you see that this knight is hanging, so maybe this will be the next move. That's kind of sharp variation.
Bishop f2.
Bishop f2, and then maybe knight goes.
Yeah. Not so easy for both. King g2.
Okay, king g2.
The idea somewhere bishop g3 and taking on d6.
Yeah.
Attacking. I bring rook on f1. It's not so easy.
Yeah. Just okay. They will do something. I do not see any new move here. Okay, Bulmaga against Tatyev already finished. Fashor against Lamy. They had very interesting position here. A very complex game. Bishop e3. I don't know if Sabina likes this kind of closed positions, so probably she will enjoy. Yesterday she was enjoying defending that in French defense, that variation, and she succeeded in defending that line. So you know, some players really like these type of positions. Just and you see, this is a family favor. Like Sabina and her mom, they like these close positions.
Yes. Like
just the family character.
G2.
Yeah.
Family sign.
Okay.
Go to the last board.
The last board. Okay, we see here Seshnikov variation. Rook c8, king h1.
Okay, black
c5.
doing well.
Black is fine.
Good position.
f6, very solid position, yeah?
Yes, f6 absolute right move.
You mean f6? Yeah?
Yeah,
just defended.
Yeah,
and so if she took on e5,
okay, d takes.
And then rook comes to d8.
Yes,
Yeah?
Yes.
So this is the idea. So she fixed this pawn in the center.
Okay, after a3 she can play a5. This looks logical.
Take, and if she cannot play c3 because of knight b3. So this is trick after a3. This movement is impossible. Okay, and then she brings the rook on c8. It's clearly better. So United States has certain chances on the last board. So, are we going to check your match, or you do not want?
No, I don't want to check my match.
Okay,
right
so
now.
I will check your match when you leave here. France against Turkey. This match is also interesting because, you know, I told our listeners that the first half of the tournament is fighting for the medals, and the second half of the tournament is fighting for the upper places. So it's also very important, yeah, not to take the last place. So Millet against Betul. So Queen e6 was the last move. Somehow White is going to interfere to f5, then Queen g4, but it's not that easy. It's normal position and not enough forces, I think, here. What is just whose move it is? Queen e6.
White
Okay,
pawn.
let's try with this knight.
Okay,
First of all,
maybe.
you can just retreat with the knight, and no threats will be. The
Okay,
queen
it's not
cannot.
as big threats even after knight h5. I not see the big threats. It's not a mate. Pawn on h7, not on h6. Even black can play g6 somewhere.
Oh, you mean here?
Yeah,
G6 and
just
e
one
check.
check. King. Okay. King
Okay, and
takes.
then f5. Even. So this
Yeah.
is not. This is not a big deal. What else? Maybe just queen h5 she will play.
Okay,
Just
even
taking.
after queen h5, it looks very dangerous for black, but normally okay, g6, just cutting.
G6, queen
And
h6,
rook 8.
and then
Bishop,
transferring the bishop to
bishop
g7.
and g7,
Okay.
yeah, it's nothing.
But what is the right plan? Pushing the a pawn here. What do you
Yeah,
think?
okay,
Discretion?
this pawn is quite annoying for black. Annoying because any endgame white can capture the a7 pawn and promote the pawn e6. And
Yeah,
I think Milia has to trade the queens if she can.
Okay,
One
Kubra on the second board with white pieces against Masuradze, and they had the line. Do you remember when Anna Zatonsky was playing with black pieces against your team first round?
Uh-huh.
So this line,
Bishop f4, okay.
and then we saw this line
Ah,
also,
B6.
but this is a
Queen
little bit
C2.
different variation. Queen c2 also
Uh-huh.
possible line, yeah. Bishop a6, this
No idea.
one
about
of
this
the
move.
possible variations. But anyway, she could maybe just develop on
Yeah,
b7.
it's okay, quite normal move.
But you have to calculate this. You have to take with the pawn.
Mm-hmm.
And then play c5.
Knight b7 and
Knight
c5.
b7, c5, yeah.
Normal.
But she played, well, it looks very attacking, you know, like active style. Then
Yeah.
b3, took.
The idea if c takes d5 and bishop takes f1. Just
Yeah, I agree. Just
Okay, c5.
not allowing to castle. But you know, anyway, in this type of position, it's not such a big deal. Even if she took on d5, bishop takes, king takes, then g3, king g2. It's not.
okay.
But with bishop on f4, maybe it's not good. So this might be a good
Mhm.
idea. Look, queen c8. Maybe it was better just to develop normally knight d7 and rook c8. What do you think here? Knight d7,
Yeah,
rook
okay.
c8, and then somehow attack this bishop from h5.
But queen c8 also not so bad move. Knight e6, I dislike this move. Why knight e6 instead?
Knight c6 maybe? No, knight c6,
No,
d5.
First of all, she has to protect on e7, and after develop knight on d7. Okay, maybe rook e8 and idea knight bd7. Okay, first rook e8. Any case, knight b5 coming, knight e6. Good. Transpose this position. White slightly better.
Yeah, white is slightly better, and this is type of Kubra's positions. She likes this style. Board number 3, Sylvia Colas against Cardellin. Actually, we see your match on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
You can enjoy the face of your first board. If you do not want to analyze, at least you can follow how they are playing. Okay, you see that she turns her face to our side. Feels that we're talking about her. Okay, here it's white is slightly better against in this position. Two bishop's advantage.
I expect a big advantage for white.
Yeah,
Two
because
bishops without any compensation.
the pawn weakness here, and actually just what black is doing the pawn storm on the queen side, but pawn storm of nothing is situated there. Just everything is defended. But what plan will you advise for white? Just wait
White?
for black's
For
mistake.
yeah.
This is
Let's
the
collect
best
the
plan.
pawn from
Actually, in
e4.
this match, I guess first board maybe draw, second board will be resultative, then this board just have
the last
good chances,
one.
but the last one will be interesting, you know, because this is complete mess in the center, like the pieces.
Okay, white.
I will show you the nice
big
trick
advantage.
that black made here. You will enjoy the trick.
Okay.
Okay, so this was this type of position. So she retreated to g6. Okay, the plan is clear. Maybe g5. She wanted to play bishop h5. Then look, knight e4, knight b5.
Yes.
The trick wants to go to the
c3. In d7.
Go back.
Okay.
But you see, she created the d3. You know, these vulnerable pawns. This is the deep plan.
Yeah, interesting.
You see, sometimes you really can enjoy the strategical plans, not only tactical, give and take.
Yes, bishop f4, long castle. Okay.
No, not long castle. And I assume that she has chosen the right plan, because maybe it's better to make a kingside castle here. Because to longside castle, this one is the question.
Okay. Yeah, right, because queen d5 somewhere, queen a2.
So, and b3 is so vulnerable a2, so the queen can interfere.
Bishop g3, h5, c4.
And now black is thinking how to proceed. So knight b4 is the idea, but then d4 immediately.
Yeah, I think there's a big advantage for white.
For white, big advantage. Yeah, I agree. So you see that how the pieces are situated here.
Black has no counter play, has no attack at all on h file, nothing.
Yeah.
But knight coming on d6 somewhere. If black change on e4, it will be the strategic bad position.
Okay, so we have analyzed all these games, and also all the matches except yours. So now just I can switch to your match, and probably you're going to.
Yeah, I'm going to see.
Yeah, you're going to support the girls.
Real.
Yeah, that's why I told you. Thank you very much, and hope that you will find some time to come today also, because Ukraine against Russia. Maybe just let's check Ukraine against Russia, and you will live. Okay, because this is the main match. Just let's check together whether anything changed here. So you see so many changes.
Interesting. Some
Just the real fight.
complications.
Okay, so but white seems to play very passive. What do you think about this position? Safe
style. Next.
Okay, now the next move is clear. And she will take, and then maybe take.
And it says black is fine, because
that's equal. Yeah?
Not so good knight. Yeah. On b2.
Okay, knight, you can transfer the knight to e3 somehow.
But here bishop, queen c4.
Queen c4. I agree. Knight c3.
Maybe
And queen b4. Yeah.
But it looks like draw, because somewhere.
Look, I will show you
Check.
the idea. Maybe check and then take on b5.
Take on b5. Queen takes. Queen check. And takes on e4, protecting.
Oops, sorry. It's just the mouse, not my fault. Okay.
And taken on e4.
Okay, board number 2, Ushenina against Pagonina. This was interesting game.
Yes.
Actually, you see, she played differently. She played knight f2, then knight d6 followed. She took on d7, take, knight g4, then with the idea of the fork. And here you will have any updates. No, knight e4 with the last move. So
it's maybe knight f6 check is the idea.
Knight f6 check probably the idea, and just to control this long diagonal, because this bishop is stronger than his opponent.
Yes, it's slightly better.
And and d8 square is.
Okay, even the other idea is that knight f6. Okay, maybe not so much for white.
Take. But you see, everything is defended, no weaknesses.
Yes, okay.
And here you have to return back and to protect this position, just to try to keep it. So this is a big advantage for the Ukraine here. It's probably first
big
board draw.
Slight advantage for white. It's very difficult to win this position, because king comes on g6 and the move bishop from f6, very strong bishop, and after somewhere f5 is draw. It's very close to draw.
But Alisa's game will be decisive probably. This is interesting. Already some battle. So you see knight e2, queen c3, and now she's thinking. she will take. Like this is the wish to move somewhere at the night. But where?
Okay,
Maybe
I prefer white
95?
position because I never play
Take.
such position with bishop on h7 with black pieces.
Yeah, bishop on h7 is
I prefer
kind of
white.
not playing at all.
Some whites can play f3 and develop
Safe.
bishop. Not safe as protecting on e4 and develop bishop on h3, not give the chance for the white square bishop develop somewhere.
Okay,
No,
good.
just a
Good
plan.
plan.
Just a plan.
Okay, yeah, this is precise. And right now Alicia is thinking maybe whether to, with which piece to take.
And last game.
Yeah, she took with the
Zhukova.
knight. She took with the knight. So okay, the last game Zhukova against Giria. And we see here. Well, Zhukova is trying to organize something on the queen side, yeah. But then, so her last move was a3.
Yes.
Maybe she just you can meet with
Yeah,
e5.
e5
You have to
is
organize
quite
your
good.
own play.
Quite good move, yeah.
And then to
But
place the rook somehow.
rook d2. Here is maybe rook d2.
Okay, rook
and
d2.
double and
Rook d8.
Rook d1.
Okay, I will just give this file.
Knight comes on e6, yes, you are right.
Yeah, knight will come to e6.
Knight comes on e6 and black
This
is
is a
fine.
solid normal position. This move is possible. No, it's not possible because you can
Yeah,
trade on
trade.
f3 and then.
Take on c5.
Yeah. So.
Good, thank you, Anna. I have to leave you.
Thank you very much, Konstantin. So we are waiting
good luck
for you
with coming
today.
down,
Yeah, because
Okay, maybe
you know
come
our
back.
listeners would like to hear a goodbye from you because you know this is our last round
Yeah, for
here,
sure.
and hopefully we will have much fun today because you know like the round may be very calm, but then in the side note everything
Then
will be
trouble.
changed during the time trouble. Okay, we're expecting you today. Thank you.
Bye.
So dear friends, and now let us check the only match that we have to check is Kazakhstan against Georgia. What's going on here? So Konstantin went to check the match personally into the hall, but we can enjoy the view of the hall, and we see Zhanzaya right now, and very interesting game. You know, her style is only straight and attacking style, so we will see. Excuse me. f5, that was an interesting move, and actually black had an opportunity of taking on d3 here. Instead ex f5, bishop. That is very good. So she found this very important move, bishop took on c5, so she calculated everything. Now you see the ladies. So Nino is thinking right now. dx c5, queen x c5, f5, rook d1. Well, okay, everything looks normal, and actually at least the same amount of pawns. So Zhanzaya tried to sacrifice something, but well, it's just everything is the same, and two bishops advantage. Okay, so the game finished and probably it ended in a draw. Let us check. We have the one resulted game and the match Ukraine against Russia, and probably on the first board this is a draw. I guess so. It looks like being draw. Well, not bad, and everything, as I said, will be decided on the board number 2 and 3. So if Natalia manages to keep the position and Alisa pushes, then actually Russia has certain chances. But for Ukraine, the draw is fine to fix the first place. Let us continue with the Zhanzaya's game. But after rook d1, we do not have any updates. So how can Khurtsidze proceed? So maybe g6, then queen h3. And however, this two bishops advantage is really very solid. So I'm not sure that White will be able to create something. So actually, I do not really like Zhanzaya's positions because she's very good in sharp positions, but this is already technical position with two bishops advantage for black. Chevakishvili against Davletbaeva, board number 3. And here we had, so she found bishop e3. So with Konstantin we were analyzing this position, and queen h5, then queen c5. So Jivakishvili found all the right moves here, and with two bishops advantage right now, she is playing also bishop a6 and rook d2. Okay, the position is probably equal, because after the pawn on c6 will be taken back, it will be fine. Dauletova against Khatanashvili. What's going on here? Okay, normal position here. Dear friends, we will make a short break in a couple of minutes just for change our interface, because soon we'll have side note and we'll have updated games, so that will be very necessary. So here Khatanashvili played some. Actually, I already like Gulmira's position more. She just trying to push e4, then take d5. So this is white's move. So maybe just push the pawn to e5, and that's it. Or to do knight d7 is not possible. Knight e8 already. Okay, so they are pushing. And actually, good chances for Kazakhstan to show good play here in this match. The last match, and nothing to lose. Actually, draw will bring some success. Okay, if they win, it will be, of course, something very unbelievable and pleasant in the last round. But in these games, Zavnidze against Narbaeva, actually, Zavnidze, we can see that she is much better already. So bishop g7, and in this position somehow compensate the second board. So it's like 1-1, and then the Vladbaeva draw and Abdulmalik, everything will be dependent on Abdulmalik, so no chances to win against Georgia right now. Okay, dear friends, making a short break and changing our interface. We'll be back really very soon. Dear friends, welcome to the first Women's World Team Chess Championship, to the ultimate round, and me, International Women Grandmaster Anna Sharevich, is working for you from Astana. Today we have the last round of the tournament, and the key match of the round, Russia against Ukraine, the match that can define the winner for Ukraine. Let me remind you that only the draw is enough to fix the first place. However, for China, it will be really pleasant and if Russia beats Ukraine, and then China will have all the chances to take the first place. Oh, by the way, before this, China has to win the match against India. That is not that super easy. And right now, dear friends, you see the position of Jun against Karavada. So the equal amount of points, the end game already. And after rook f3, black has to retreat with the rook to b7 to defend the f7 pawn somehow. So it will be just I can say white is pushing, but I do not see the real way how white is going to win, because the rook on f3 is pinned. If the rook won't be pinned, of course the rook f4, rook g4 will be very dangerous. Board number 2, Padmini against Huan Chang. Then here we see that Padmini is even black is slightly better probably because black occupies the E file. This is first of all, then controls the C4 square. This is a nice outpost. Then controls E5, so black has chances in this position. Then board number 3, Tanjang against Gomez. Actually, here Gomez is when allies with Constantine. Do you remember? So we had this E4 move, and Gomez decided not to take on E4 and continued with E6 with this move. Bishop took on E5, dx E5, bishop D3, and after bishop D3, then F5 can take E4, bishop takes E4, then take D5. Okay, this is a past pawn, so maybe it makes sense not to touch this pawn structure at all and just to keep it. And dear friends, we have our every round guest, Adrian Michalchishin. Hello.
Hello.
And we analyzing already. We switched our interface and are prepared to the side note and analyzing the match China against India. You know, for China it's not that easy.
Yeah,
because
of course.
They expect it maybe easier.
Easier, and positions are not so brilliant, to be honest.
Maybe I will show once again this position where June. It's just it's very close to be drawn because the spin is slightly better for white due to certain activity, but the rook will retreat to b7, defend the f7, so it's not that easy. So if China draws the match, then it will be enough. Then for Ukraine, just everything will be safe, even the loss will be.
Yes, but Ukraine at the moment has very solid positions against Russia. Russia has no advantage at all.
Oh, really? Okay, so let's finish with China and then switch to that match. So this game, well, Huan Chang is better, but nevertheless everything is equal. So here, this position, okay, almost equal.
Almost equal, yes. So yeah, then last word.
Good, so she found this transposition of the pieces. They have this kind of position, and she stepped rook h4. Interesting, because Konstantin Landau was here, and we considered rook d3, rook b3, and now she played. Oh, actually, almost the same.
No, threatening maybe some c4, c5. Yes, c4, c5. Maybe c4, c5.
But it looks that Indian girl is pressing here.
Yes,
so for China,
very
it's not that
serious
easy.
pressure. Some now terrible threat c5. I don't see what she will do.
Yeah, it's very hard to defend.
Yeah,
and now we go to Russia against Ukraine. Yeah, so first game draw. Ushenina against Pagorina. What do you think?
Okay, here it's equal.
Maybe even white is slightly better.
Yes, white slightly better, but
activity.
generally has to be draw.
Okay, so draw, probably draw on board number 2 and board 3 and 4. What do you think?
Board 3, Muzachuk is playing his extra pawn at the moment. But
and how did it happen? The last position that I saw was this, so she took.
Knight e4.
Did she blind that?
Small tactics.
Maybe she. True. Maybe she
yes,
overlooked because
rook a4, the knight b6, and some problems with d4 knight.
Yeah, probably she overlooked that.
Yes, take.
And she had to trade all the pieces, but before she had certain advantage, you know.
Yes. Now it is very difficult.
Now she will be defended because Muzachuk, of course.
Yes, now knight c4 is a bad threat, so it looks like that. Muzachuk will solve this problem with this stupid bishop h7.
Yeah, I agree.
I
agree with you that Russia has no certain.
And Zhukova has some advantage. You can't say it's a big advantage.
Just slight advantage.
Black is trying. Giri is trying to equalize, but now rook d8, queen d4.
What is happening? They drew.
Yes. Okay, it's dead draw.
It's so interesting how they're talking, like trying to talk quietly. Yeah. Okay, now you see that Anna Ushenina is smiling because many fans they think that she never smiles. You saw she was smiling.
No, because she expects to be first in the championship. Here, of course, it's no chances for. Generally, you take on d8, queen d4, just slightly better in game for white. Nothing special, but. Just slightly. The Russians are disappointed. You can see the faces.
Yeah, of course, they expected more from
but they lost some courage a few rounds ago.
When they lost to the United States, that was
heavy blow for the whole team, for the morale of the team. Because match was good. If it would be reversed, if Kosteniuk would won.
Because she had good chances.
Good chances, yes, and but she was.
But Crush is very lucky.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this tournament.
Somebody has to be lucky.
Yeah, I agree. And certain tournaments, some players are very lucky. Okay, then. Actually, we checked all the games. Let's switch to the United States match. Interesting how they are doing, because Crush has sacrificed some material. Two pieces for the rook.
Yes, she has some chances because of this stupid knight on B7. There are some chances for white. I think it's not so clear.
But she did not play G4. I was surprised. Here I expected G4. She played bishop F5, and then no G4. Stepped away.
She wants to control the file. This. And now she wants to play rook e2 and then to try to
interfere to the 7th rank, yeah?
Yes, but maybe rook e8. But still, it is very, very unclear.
Rook f7?
No, queen f7. Queen d7.
No, queen d7 better, because if she takes on f5, then gx f5. Yes.
And trying to play rook e8 as soon as possible to eliminate some pressure, but then queen e2, for example, queen d7.
Yeah, queen d7.
Queen d7. We cannot move, yes?
Yeah, we cannot move because we switched
rook
to
e2, rook e8, rook e8, knight e8, knight f5, g5, queen f2, queen e2, and then queen e7 with some problems.
So just
on the 7th rank. 7th rank problem can be serious, so it can be, it can be hard. So.
Yeah, but anyway, for white it's very important to play very active.
Yes. White has to use the absence of this knight on b7 out of the game as fast as possible. So.
Have you seen the second board, like the variation that both players knew the variation till the end?
What was this?
It was French defense, and it was really, it was learned by both players, especially by black.
Black has to know more.
Wait, not by white probably, because she wasted only 3 minutes for the full game. At some moment she had 1 hour and 38 minutes. So everything was prepared, you see. Learned everything. This move and then look, rook f5.
Oof.
Sacrifice. How can girls play? Sometimes they have good memory. Not always we forget something on the third move.
Sometimes they studied well, so no.
Yeah, there are exceptions. Okay, for sure against Lamy, and just we have not checked this game for a while, but interesting. Rook a-d1. United States have good chances in this match, I would like to say. Take.
Okay, this is. Nice. Take.
Take here.
Knight before. A bit strange, more bishop f4. I would prefer d5 probably. I would prefer d5.
But have you noticed that Faishor is playing against Romania?
Yes.
So her mom playing
yes.
First board for Romania and Sabina third board for America.
Yes, against mom's team.
Yeah, it's funny. Because one time, of course, she was in the Romanian team.
Yes. So this. And now there are some bishops.
We do not have any moves, but this move was strange. I agree with you that bishop f4 was not the best move. So that was the last move.
But she wants to have some tactics. Bishop c7. I don't know what is this, but it can be.
If queen
it's
takes,
necessary to take. What else?
Then rook takes. Then rook c8.
And then bishop c7 somehow.
Rook d7.
Bishop a5.
Rook c4. Yes, and they will just trade everything. It will be drawn.
Yes, White has to be a bit more careful. But maybe okay.
But this board was completely different, You see, I guess that Victoria has certain chances here.
Yes,
she's attacking.
Yes, she's attacking. This knight on c2 is some nail. I can't say in the coffin, but somehow some nail in the position.
So what was happening here? Look, 92 was a nice idea. So first, white played a3.
Yes, then we looked at b3 business.
b3 and knight c2.
Yes. Now this. Take.
Opened all the files, and right now she's just simply attacking.
Yes.
f5 was the last move. Now she can play maybe bishop c4.
Yes, very sharp position. So.
Sharp position. Right now, the only moment is that the rook is a little bit cut.
Problem zero.
But then if she finds the right ways, maybe she will bring the queen to e5, and then white will have problems. Also, Georgia against Kazakhstan, interesting match today.
Oh, I think first board is
clear
winning, yes.
Second board was fine, and I guess that
white is slightly
better.
Yes.
Maybe she could improve her position better somewhere.
Very difficult necessarily to open something, maybe h4, h4, h5 difficult, yeah. Okay, white is better, but not so easy to proceed. It's necessary to open somehow position somewhere. So it is long still, it will be everything decided in time trouble.
So Javakishvili against Dolgutbayeva.
White is slightly better. With technique of Javakishvili, it's possible to press. White is clearly better. Difficult to win, but it's another story.
Yeah,
White control both files.
But for white it's better because the bishop and the pawns are on the opposite side, on the both sides still. So for Dolgutbayeva, not that easy.
Yes.
And board number 4, Zhenzai Abdulmalik against Khurtsidzenino, and it's really hard to defend this position because from positional point of view it's already...
Pawn is so weak.
Maybe she will find some tactics, but it's hard to do it in this position. And your match.
My match, yes, okay. First board, Bitul is playing. I think she did something wrong. Some weakness of the black squares. I think here. Maybe she did something wrong
Let
here.
us, I want to check from this moment. So she played
this.
Why not g6 just? Because if white takes on d6, then...
No, when d6, then if... yes.
Then cx d6 and the pawn on e5 will be very strong. And then f5...
It was necessary to play something like this to decide...
But then she played this move, okay. And
I don't like this very much. Okay, this, and now suddenly this. Okay,
I don't like the spin on e5.
Yes,
this is not very pleasant.
Yes, she wants to take this. Now she placed all pawns on the black squares. It's wrong. Okay.
She created just a spot that can be attacked.
So not very...
But you know that Sophie is not doing well at this tournament,
Okay, it's only hope. Let's take a look second board. Kubra is much more sympathetic position.
Kubra has very nice position. Okay, and this is her position. This is very important for Kubra.
Knight d7.
Did you prepare this bishop f4?
Yes, we prepared bishop.
And you expected b6?
No, we expected c6. b6 is some new move. Okay. Some new moves.
Already the second time at this tournament b6 appears. 5. From tactics. So she
take. Yes, take. Knight e4.
Everything is equal, but the pieces.
And knight d6. Okay, white is
really actively.
Rather serious advantage.
Knight d6 right now, and then.
Yes.
Yeah, very serious advantage. So it's very hard to miss routes.
Okay, this is third but French advantage is either rather big, so what is suffering. Cardellini is suffering, yes.
The second board, you have advantage on the third
and what is fourth board? Fourth board, it was very complicated.
It's so complicated.
Knight
what's going on there?
Knight e5. Some g5 move.
Let us return to the back.
You'll play
so
some
c4, knight f4. She was calculating this line.
This.
g5. Take. And now she's thinking. So she sacrificed a pawn on g5. Now she has to take on g5.
Yes. Okay, it's very sharp position. So what can I say? Very sharp. I hope that everything will be okay, but...
In the segment we will see the main...
Yes, it will be... Developments will be very unclear. So I don't like third board and first board. I like second and fourth. So everything will be decided in
balanced,
this game.
yeah.
Yes, everything is decided here.
I agree with you. And on the second
It's
board
close
too.
to 1.5 to 2-2. The result, yeah.
2.5.
Because third board is clearly a very poor position. Just first board. I don't like how she made her pawns. Okay,
Yeah,
she's under antibiotics, so
Really?
she has some inflammation. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so she's sick.
A bit, yeah.
Okay, so let's check
Chinese
again.
she has extra pawn, so you know.
Already she tricked somehow.
No, I think that she is winning.
Yeah, right now she's winning, so
She's
she
winning,
tricked.
Oh, yeah. There.
Wait, why not just rook b3?
Oh, then maybe queen f4 or queen g5 check.
Queen g5, king f8.
No, something. Queen f4, queen b7, it was necessary. But then maybe g4, king g3, white will improve position in this way. It will unpin. Maybe some e4.
So she played
later.
this move. Also,
And now check, and now take, and rook e6, and
rook f6, and then she
she takes rook a4, rook e6, and this endgame has very good chances
to
for
win.
3 against 1. It's typical in
So
game.
this is that's just a typical game of Chinese.
Yeah.
They try to play for the minor
Very
weaknesses.
technical, very technical. So third board, okay, this board is nice.
Okay, we stopped here. Yeah, knight b6, then bishop b3, and then h5. This is unexpected a little bit. So Juan.
Yeah, and
Juan
then she will try some g6 move, so it will be okay. Black is better clearly because white has weaknesses. All the pawns are around.
But in this match, what is the most important? Even every half of the point, because if Russia wins against Ukraine, then for China, the amount of the points.
No, China has to win.
Yeah,
but China is 1 point ahead of Russia.
China has to win, and China is 2 points behind.
Behind Ukraine, but 1 point ahead of Russia.
Okay, I agree.
If they win, they are second. So no, because Russia, I don't think that. Let's return to Russia-Ukraine.
Yeah,
match.
let's return. But I guess that Russia, if Russia wins, but China is not taking any risks. So at least China will make control. So it's very hard for. But about the points. No.
They took.
Let's check.
Not this, sorry.
Yeah, the next game.
What's happened? So equal pawns, and
It seems like equal.
yes, king d7 and king e7.
Already equal pawns, you see.
Yeah, it's equal. It's draw.
And Natalia Zhukova.
Draw against.
Okay, so you see that no risks and nothing
Russia,
really special happened.
Russia was not.
We expected too much from this match, actually.
Yes. Expected a big fight, but okay, just to see completely equal.
Yeah, completely equal. So after the third game will be finished, we will be able to say just to congratulate the Ukrainian girls. So for them, it's
But
like
what was happened? Queen d2. But why she played queen d2, not queen d4? I don't understand. Just why not queen d4?
okay.
I don't understand this.
Even here,
Yes, queen d4. If takes, knight queen
knight
takes,
d4 and
knight
then knight
c6.
d6.
At least some,
Some opportunity to win. She
no.
played.
She
I don't
played a
know.
bit passive.
I agree that it looked very natural.
Very
Yeah?
natural, yes, to put it on d4. Then on d2. Yes, they're waiting.
Has she finished, Muzachuk? No? It looks
Yes, I
like
think
she
finished,
finished.
yes.
Oh, I guess that all four
The
draws,
all
yeah.
draws, yes.
Okay, so we can congratulate the
The
Ukrainian team
yes,
with the
yes.
gold medals.
Yes, they
and
kept it very easily, and Russia didn't even show any
aggressive moments,
any will to try to play. So
yeah, you see
it's a
that
bit
Ukraine is so happy,
sad,
and probably they are
yes,
going to the
sad-
press conference
yes,
right
yes,
now.
yes. Sad situation that they didn't try. Okay, it's problem. You see, even you can see the face of Gunina.
Yeah, she's upset because
upset,
it's like it's not what Russia can show.
Yeah, okay, Russia has to.
But this is once again without Kasintsevas, it's really hard.
First of all, and then this misunderstanding in the team didn't improve the fighting spirit of the team.
Yeah, I
Such
agree.
way.
Okay.
I will take a look on the
Yeah,
press
sure,
conference.
sure. Have a look and
Okay.
then join me later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So, dear friends, now let us check United States against Romania, the match. So we have one match is already finished, and actually right now you will be able to enjoy the press conference, which will be online, and we continue the analysis of the match United States and Romania. So as we can see, so the United States is not taking any risks here anymore. The position is safe. Even in this position, Arena has one rook for 2 pieces. Actually, everything is fine. So just normal. The rooks are situated, and after bishop h2, Arena intends to take the pawn on f5. So maybe it makes sense to start bringing the pieces somehow. Maybe knight d8, rook takes f5, and then knight f7. However, then rook f1 will be very aggressive and will be very hard to do something. So it's not that easy to find the right way for Christina Della. She needs to defend this pawn on f5, and it's very easy to play for white this position. Okay, so board number 2 is finished. By sure, you know, it's very interesting to follow the match when the mother is playing for Romania and the daughter is playing for the United States of America. So the opposite teams the girls are playing. And here we see that, well, maybe slight advantage for white. White right now intends to play e6 maybe. Okay, interesting. So in the next 20 minutes we will see the side note, and we'll be enjoying just what will be going on in the side note. Board number 4, Carmen against Victoria. What's going on here? So we already see that after f5, Victoria retreated with f7, bishop f7, and Carmen moved her queen to e2. Well, she's not attacking the rook because the rook is defended by the bishop, but anyway, she tries to open the d file somehow and maybe to double the rooks, but somehow it's not that easy. You see that black controls every square. Really, the position is good. So Unina, okay, this match is already finished, and for Chinese right now, we see that China cannot take the first place. However, has all the chances for second place, which is not bad, in the absence of the 3 strongest players. So it's also fine. The Chinese show that they can play with every roster, and we're returning back to the match. Georgia against Kazakhstan, and we see that Anna Ushenina is easily winning this game. So let's just turn to the second board, and we see here that after h4, then h5, Gulmira is trying to find some attacking moments in the position, because black can hardly organize something, and I really do not like black's position. Like, the only idea is c5 maybe, and waiting for the side note, but both of the players have 10 minutes and 20 moves ahead, so maybe we will see some difficulties. So right now you see the girls on your screen, so the game is just in the process. Actually, black has to figure out something how to play it. Maybe c5 is the best move. Not somehow just defend the pawn with knight c2 and continue h5. So Gulmira, of course, she wants to win this game, at least try. Javakishvili against Devlet Bayev. Okay, this is equal position. Javakishvili is slightly better. She will bring the rook to d7. Well, however, it has certain chances, and right now it's going on. It's better for Georgian team this match in general. It looks like Georgians are doing pretty well in this match. Hurtsidze against Abdumalik, and we see that Hurtsidze is walking, And Abdulmalik has made a move. It's easy to play with black pieces, even queen e5, it's a good move. And then maybe c4, taking these 3 pawns. So for Kazakhstan it's really hard to hold this match. However, the girls will try, of course, to do it. And we switch to France against Turkey. Interesting match. So board number 1, Millet against Bitur, and Millet is trying to create certain threats to the e5 pawn, but it's not really easy to create something. So probably this will end in a draw. This game it's really looks like a draw, and the idea of the pawn on e5 is not that that much vulnerable, because it's possible to push it to e5 later. Kubra against Nino. Well, Kubra is clearly better, so the pawn is already on c6 and trying to promote to c7. So it's a good position. Sylvia against Cardelen. So what do we have here? Okay, so Sylvia is better in this position and has to push somehow. Bishop on who's moving? It's white to move, and if that's calculated, the bishop returns back to d4 maybe, then rook c7. This is the idea. If she takes on d8, rook takes on d8, maybe rook c6, just attacking the knight. Then the knight has to move somewhere. So maybe this is the best idea. So just bishop takes d8, rook takes d8, rook c6, and then after that, bishop c4 will be the threat. Difference, you see Arina Krush playing against Christina de la Faychor, and actually Arina is fighting for the first place on the second board. And we switch to the 4th game, Selena against Natasha, and here all the fight was going on, so this will be probably the decisive game. Bishop g6, take. So Natasha is 1 pawn down, and it's really very hard to create something, because in general white is 1 pawn up, and white is clearly better in this position. Maybe some tactics will occur in the side knot, but in a way it's hard to create something here. Okay, let's have a look at the other matches. So right now we have only 4 matches in process, and I would like to check Chinese girls, what's going on in this match. So, well, Ju Jun did not trade the queens and did not agree to play the endgame, the rook endgame. So she saved the queens for certain threats in this position. An interesting plan. What is her plan? It's really here. And we already have a couple of moves. So let's return back. Queen e4, queen d8, queen f6. Of course, she's much better 1 pawn up. Maybe just pushing h pawn, h4, because she always have this perpetual. And right now, black has to retreat with the rook to b7 in order to defend the f7 pawn, because the pawn is hanging somehow. Board number 2, Padmini against Huang Chang. Okay, we already see that Padmini has organized some play, and she's trying to push the pawn, so to h6. Then maybe just open the G file for the rook. Okay, let's see. Tanjang against Gomez. What do we have here? Okay, the position in the center is clarified already. And it seems, well, the Tanjang is pressing because the pawn on d5 is strong, and this so black has to bring the bishop to play somehow. Maybe bishop b7. Already rook d8 was moved, and then d6. This red d6, and then knight c5 as a kind of not pleasant threat. So if here d6, queen d7, and then bishop g4 also. So it's very hard to create something. Then board number 4, Sumaya against Guoqi. Here we see that 1 extra pawn for Sumaya, and just the only idea for black is to push somehow the pieces, maybe a 4, then to bring the knight. Okay, right now black has to take care about the knight, maybe knight c7, and then knight b5 and knight d4. Well, however, white will just simply push the pawn, a4, then maybe bishop c2 and b4, just pushing 2 pawns. Of course, it's not super easy to win, but black is much worse, of course, being 1 pawn down. What do we have in Turkish match? Yeah, we have check, almost nothing changed. King moved to e6, then Kubra against Mesuradze. Kubra is winning, it's clearly. And what did Silvia do? Silvia took on d8, rook will take on d8, and then probably rook will move to c6 in this position. Rook will attack the knight on e6. They changed. This is the idea. So look, bishop is taking on f7. This is the idea. Okay, and here she's easily winning, I guess. This is 1 pawn up, and the pawn on e4 is also. So knight c5, and then she will take bishop d5. Then actually, well, let us try to. Yeah, b3, this is the best one, of course, first to defend the a4 pawn, and then somehow f3, maybe, because it's impossible to take the pawn. So maybe f3, take, but well, who knows, maybe it was better to save the rook and not go to this exchanges, just only for 1 pawn. Maybe it was better, I don't know, just because maybe rook c6, I don't know. But okay, we'll follow this endgame. And already we see that some game finished. Maybe Christina Adela offered a draw. I don't know what happened in that game, let us check. Yeah, draw. So after rook f4, Crush offered the draw, and probably she fixed the first place on the second board. So we see the coach and Arena talking to each other. The captain of the American team. He looked very happy with the result because Arena fixed her first place on the second board and took no risks. Just fixed. Okay, the other games. In the United States, let's check how Sabina is doing. Okay, so Sabina already has 2 pieces for the rook. And looks like she's doing fine, but this is, okay, I see, this is just, the rook takes on c7, no, just black's move, and they will change everything, and the game will end in a draw, so very likely that everything is dependent on Victoria's game, and we'll already see that d5 Victoria played, and some transposition in the setup. Of course, d5. d5 is normal move. So if e x d5, then knight e1 is also possible, and then all the files will be open. So black tries to open as many files as possible in order to bring more pieces for attack. So this is what is necessary. It's interesting to follow this game. So white has 6 minutes, black has 13 minutes, and actually left in d5. How will the game continue? Because the first 3 boards, it's more likely that all 3 draws will happen, and everything will be dependent on the board number 4. So it's not acceptable to take, of course, because knight e1, rook will have to take on e1. Oh, e x d5, so she was not worried about this game. Interesting. And now Victoria will play knight e1, of course. It looks very natural, knight e1, and White will have to sacrifice rook e1, and then maybe she intends to play, I don't even know, because maybe d6, maybe she overestimated her position a little bit. Now we see that Bashor against Lamy already drew, so 3 draws. And the last game of this match, Boyko against Ni, and we will see what move will Victoria do after e4 x d5. Knight e1 looks very natural, really, and Black is attacking, sacrifice 1 pawn. So we expect knight e1 in this position. Okay, we will return back to this game. Let's check France against Turkey. Okay, Sophia. Let's try and to just occupy. She occupied the white squares, maybe c4 later, but it looks drawn, completely drawn. But we cannot say the same about the Kubras position, because Kubras position is totally winning. This is Kubra is very technical, and then rook b7, c7 is totally lost. Sylvia against Cardelin. What's going on here? So it seems like first board draw, second board Turkey is much better, third board well, 1 pawn up, but nevertheless Turkey has chances to save the position because all the pawns are situated on the black squares, and no risks are taken here. And it seems like it might be draw well. I can say that France is not well in this match, so Turkey has all the chances for good result. The only way can be if Sylvia wins, just such a pressure for Sylvia because she has to win this endgame due to the fact that Mia will make a draw, as Turk is winning, and Selen against Natasha. Okay, right now maybe some chances for a draw, but anyway 1 pawn down. The only idea is that the pawn on d3 is hanging, and maybe some chances will be just creating some threats to g4, to d3. This is probably the only idea how. So Turkey has chances to win this match. Let's check Chinese match. It's interesting endgame, and already Jun has created certain checkmate threats. So before this move, she was threatening rook h4 and rook h8. So queen g7, and now maybe rook h4, king g6, or king g8, then queen d8, king f7, then bring in the rook c4, and really very hard to defend. So maybe rook h4 and then king g6. This is a threat, but Jun has very good chances to win. What's going on the second board? Okay, already endgame. What's about the pawns? 1 extra pawn for white, but the pawns are doubled. So just no risks for Indian team, maybe even just pushing the a pawn. She's doing that, a4, then a5, and then she will have certain chances to attack the c7 pawn. So we see that everything is going on well in this game, so it's approximately equal. D6 did not happen, so this is interesting because Tang Zhang had certain advantage, so she could push d6. Well, I'm not sure that China is winning because Sumaya is much better in her game, but she has seconds on the clocks and 5 moves ahead, so her goal is just not to blunder anything, just to push step by step, to push the pawns and to press. Okay, let us return to Voiko against Ni position, and we'll check. This is the last game of the American match. Where are they playing? Here they are. So we see that Voiko sacrificed on e1, Ni took on e1, and now d6 happened in this game. Well, however, just one exchange, but somehow d7 is the threat. So Victoria has to be very precise here. Maybe return back with the rook e8 and then rook d8 somehow. So this is a kind of real threat, because all the other moves, there is strategical sacrifice. And right now, the only defense that I see, that rook returns back to e8 and then d7 and rook d8. So we will see in this game. So you see, dear friends, even before the side note, already many games finished. Let me remind that Ukraine drew against Russia and fixed the first place. So already 2-2 in the match Russia-Ukraine. Then United States against Romania, 1.5 to 1.5, only one game left. Georgia against Kazakhstan, all 4 games are in process, but Zagnidze is winning. Let us check this game. Yeah, so it's completely winning position, and you see, you can verify that the checkmate will happen soon. You see the girls on your screen. After rook f5, then king if it takes on g6. Yeah, this move happened, and just bringing the queen, maybe queen d3, and it's totally winning. So just Nana. Well, white has to be precise because one piece down, and just Nana has to find the right plan. So she's thinking how to proceed, and of course she feels that the position is winning for her. Let us try to calculate some lines. So somehow maybe. Does she have any chances to checkmate just with the rooks, or no chances? If she takes on e5, rook takes on e5 and rook f7. So with the idea of maybe h4 and rook f6. Not sure that's why Gulistan is still fighting. You see, if Nana does not find the checkmate, maybe just rook f6 immediately. Then the king has to retreat to g5 or to h5. To h5 it's bad because rook h6, then king g5. Then some plan h4 check, king takes, then queen c4, and then it will be checkmate. The other opportunity is the rook f6, king g5 immediately, and so after king g5, then queen d3, and then queen f5 will be the checkmate idea. So rook f6 is the obligatory move. So after rook f6, then queen d3, queen will be brought to f5. Let's check Khatanashvili. Okay, some trying of creating the threads on the king side. So if knight g5 to knight g5, then hx g5, f6 happened. So that was the thread. Then Khatanashvili played f6, but you know, white can just keep the pressure in the center and not clarify the situation. You see the girls, so Gulmira with white pieces against Bella Khatanashvili. Let me remind you that Bella Khatanashvili is much higher rated player, and Gulmira is doing really well. So Khatanashvili is about 2500, and Olvetova is 2265. What is Madina doing? Madina against Javakishvili. Madina is trying to save her position somehow, as part of the fact that it's not that easy, but and maybe the most interesting game, Abdumalik against Bordzidze, because you see the position of Abdumalik has changed. She transferred the knight to g3, and maybe it's not that dangerous right now, because Bordzidze had much better position. Maybe right now it makes sense to put the queen to e5 and to create some. Just then queen takes e5, then fx e5. So it will be a stable advantage for black. What other games that can be interesting for us? France, Turkey. Let's have a brief look. Already checked one rook here. Okay, how did it happen? over the rook traded. Well, I don't know if was it necessary? Maybe just trying to push somehow the pawns, g5, h5. Well, g5 is not possible because g4 is a strong move, and then, well, somehow, of course, white's position was more pleasant, but if trade, king moves. And now the plan is clear, so the plan is just pushing the pawns. Just on the queen side, maybe rook e1, c4, c5, opening the files here because black can create really nothing. Now we see Adrian Michalchyshin. Also, what else? Maybe something exists here. You see, dear friends, this is the sacrifice. Bishop b6 can be possible. So after rook e5 is a very bad move, and if Sophie finds bishop b6, it will be completely winning for her. So everything was fine for rook e5, probably. The position was equal. It was very hard to break through, but rook e5 is, of course, a blunder. We see that Zagnidze won her game against Narvaeva, and let us see how did she finish the game. So she continued with queen d3, h5, rook f4, king g5, and then queen f5 check. Okay, so that was clearly that Nana was winning. She had a huge advantage, and we return back to match Mia against Bitul. Mia has enough time to find everything, and Bitul probably she blundered because she did not have enough time. So right now we see 54 seconds on her clocks. Let's check my surats against Kubra. Well, you see right now we cannot say that it's not super easy to proceed with the pawn, but knight d6 is possible. Probably after knight d6, then rook comes to c7, rook blocks this promotion of the pawn, and then rook takes c7, knight takes c7, just net defense the pawns. And in general, of course, it's hard, but anyway, certain difficulties can occur here in the realization. Sylvia against Cardellane. Well, Sylvia will try to push the pawns, of course, but it's really very hard to improve the position because, you know, look at the queen side, it's blocked, and the king can try to improve his position only after g4, king g3, then somehow h4, then pushing the pawns, but black will try his best to prevent it because anyway, you know, the idea of knight d3, somehow if the king moves to the king side, then knight d3, the knight will be untouchable on the knight e1 and knight c2 in order to threaten the e3 pawn. So this is the idea for black. The most interesting whether Sophie will find that move, that bishop b6, but it looks very natural in that position. Let us return back to that game. So we see, so for example, bishop takes, ax, b6, then maybe a7. Well, just not that super easy. She has to find, you know, bishop takes instead of a7 because rook returns. Maybe rook d5 she has to find. This is really hard to find this line. So there is a very big possibility that Sophie won't find rook d5. It's not that easy. It's not like very natural move rook d5. Of course, she has to pin the rook somehow and prevent rook e8. But in general, if she finds it, will be a kind of good compensation for her blunders in the previous games against Gunina and her game that she did not win in another Scandinavian. So let's continue our analysis, and you see that we already can see the side note, and let's check American match, what is going on. Voiko against Nim. We see that Victoria retreated with the rook to e8 and placed her rook to d8 already. Knight e4. Okay, just normal solid position. One just exchange up for black, but the pawn on d7 is very strong. And actually, c4 we could play. c4, she's trying to push the pawn, c4, c5, and then maybe c6 somehow. But just, you know, is it the real such a big threat? I don't know. Both players are inside not already 4 minutes for Carmen and 6 minutes for Victoria. What is the best refutation on this move? Let us try to figure out. So after c5, the real threat is c6. But in general, with the absence of black dark squared bishop for white, it's not that easy to organize something. Even if black plays the queen on c7, blocking all these ideas, and then rook h4 will be the threat, the h2 checkmate. So this is kind of difficult. Already I see that. Let us check Taizhou against Dauletova. Interesting, just Kazakhstan match. We see that already something happened. After f6, many moves were made due to the fact that girls are in side knot, and look, that they are playing on 1 minute. D file was open and bishop c4. Okay, that was the blunder, or I don't know what. Maybe she saw that. So she decided to go on this different piece amount. 92, and after 92, knight takes c4. Well, white is clearly better. White has all the chances. Okay, now after this move, just the idea is knight d4. It's clearly understandable, but maybe just knight e2. Knight will defend the d4 square, and then the only demerit of this position, the rook on a2 is really bad place, but just take on e5. Maybe this is the easiest. Rook takes on e5. Knight e4 she played. Knight e4. What if knight d4 and the knight defends the e2? Well, I suppose that she could easily take on e5 instead pawn, but okay. Zhenzaya against Hurtsidze. Let's check. Zhenzaya tries her best to keep the position. However, of course, it's not that super easy, but she improved her position, and right now she intends, if Hurtsidze takes on b4, then d4 will follow, and then she will take on b4, and she will be much better. So you see that she managed just after the opening, when she started just normal playing, well, she is doing pretty well right now. Just we can follow the game and enjoy that she has good ideas here. What's going on in Khatanashvili? Did she move somewhere? To knight d4, so she does not have too much time. She has to take the decisions really very quickly. Knight takes h4. Okay, just take on e5. And what is the threat? Take on e5, rook. a7 maybe there. Normal positions. Well, the outcome of the match is not clear yet, because you can see that if Kulmira wins against Bella, then the draw against Bella and Madina, and then Zhenzaya, you know, with her fighting spirit, she can do anything. It will be really interesting to follow. So with different proportion of the pieces, this is really very hard to predict something, but you know, anyway, a queen is a queen everywhere, and that's why just white has all the chances for the victory here, just with no doubt. Let us check what's going on in American match. Victoria playing against Carmen. So Victoria moved the queen to c7, okay, kind of blocking this pawn movement. And actually Victoria has good chances in this position. Just then will play rook h4. Also the different proportion of pieces, and it's not that super easy to play, because somehow we're used to play with the equal amount of pieces and realize how to to create plans when we have different proportion of pieces. It's much harder. But right now the queen will stop the attack on c7, then the rook will create certain threats from h4. So we see that it's a kind of good ideas for black. She sacrificed on e4. This is interesting. Why did she sacrifice? She wants to take on c5. This is the idea. So after c5, rook takes e4. Bishop takes e4, and then queen takes c5. This is normal idea, so just also possible. So Victoria gave the exchange back. Actually, not that much time also, and 3 moves still to be made in this this position. So we see that everything is still ahead. Okay, so we will see. We will check the other games, and we see that so many games are still in process. Jun is playing against Karavada, and what's going on here? So Karavada offered to trade the queens, and Jun is still thinking how to proceed. Yeah, you can see the queens on the screen. Okay, maybe just check. She's trying to find some checkmate attack, and that's why I'm sure that she's not going to trade the queen, so probably she will proceed with queen g8 check, and then if queen g7, then queen d6, so the only move king f6, and then actually the checkmate on h1 is not very pleasant, so that's when maybe she will take the queen, and then rook c4, and then rook c6 will try to play this rook endgame. Board number 2. So we see here that actually some attack is organized on the king side, so maybe the threat of h6 is possible. Bishop h6 probably will return back, and rook on d7 is rook on d7's rank is well placed because rook controls the c7 pawn, and the bishop from h6 is just mended to the pawn on g7. This game is safe for Indians. Board number 3, Tanchang. Okay, Tanchang is clearly better. This pawn on d6 is very strong, and just she can improve her pieces. Already 40 moves were made in this game. Sumaya against Gochi. This is the only dangerous game for Chinese, but you know, in a way, black has to defend this game, and for white it's not that easy to win, even having these 2 pawns on the queen side, because black has the majority on the king side and in the center. Deolatova against Khatanashvili, let's check. This is a very interesting game. Different proportion of the pieces, and already you can see one piece. One pair of knights was traded, and then rook d4, knight e2, rook g4 taking g2, and f3. Okay, knight takes f3, knight f4. Okay. Knight f4 defended everything, and right now this is just 4 moves ahead, and still Bella is thinking, okay, Bella took on g2, then knight will took on g2, and knight h4. Maybe some checks will occur, but this is already, maybe Bella has equalized the position with this attack, so who knows that sacrifice of the queen maybe it was logical according to the side note, and actually Grimir has to take on g2, the only way. Okay, just intermediate check, then she can play king g7. Just it's normal position. And you see Javakishvili against Madina. Let's check the game. So what's going on here? already g6 was played. So this is bad for Kazakhstan team. So white is clearly better. White is winning. What's going on in Abdulmalik's game? Actually, here Abdulmalik is fine. She has all the chances to outplay her opponent. You know, she looks confident. Well, because Nino had much better position right now. She's clearly worse. After rook cc2, maybe she's calculated some queen b4, but I do not know. Just d5 and this pawn in the center, very impressive. Or e5 is also promising, you know, because anyway, e5 with the intention to take on f6. If black takes, then queen e5 check. So lots of variations, and Janzaya, she's very strong in calculating these variations, so that's why just everything can happen this game. You know, unpredictable. Let's return back to Khatanashvili's game. King f7. Knight d8 is possible. Okay, this is always knight g5. She's trying to make some threats. Already, just the side knot is almost over. One move is left here. That's about Davletbaeva. Yeah, a bunch of moves, but Chivakishvili is clearly better in this position because the knight on d2 is hanging, and then she can just simply take on f7, and the knight will be hanging. So the rook will be amended to this pawn on f7. So it's really not easy to defend this position because the pieces are really placed not well. Okay, let's switch to the other game. So we have checked this match. Let's check Chinese girls. We see China playing against India. So what happened here? Okay, so she took on e6 as check, king g7, and right now the checkmate is still. This is the threat of the checkmate. Maybe and f3 is not possible because the checkmate on b2. I do not know. Just black has certain chances to draw this game. We'll see. So just okay. Just let's check. Queen g7. Okay, we just checks. Yeah. Queen e5 check, then queen will try to take the pawn on f5 with a check and then to block on f5. This is the plan. Okay, so just queen e5 check, then king has to move somewhere to g8, and then one more check, maybe queen e8. Okay, it's not that easy. The white has to find the right route how to take the pawn on f5 with the check and then to block on e4. Already 40 moves made here. Here we see 42 moves. Let's go step by step. 41 moves. 40 moves here. Girls will be thinking. Oh, she did not see that variation. This is interesting. How could it happen? This is interesting. She's better still, but nevertheless, you know, she did not see. So after rook f5, she played rook d4. She always saw that. Rook e8, b5. Well, something is wrong with Sophie here. She's not having the best tournament of her life here. It's just she missed so many tactical moments here. d5, rook e5, and now it's white to move here. Well, she's still better, but nevertheless, already 40 moves made. Kubra against Maisuradze. Something changed here. How could it be? Look, Kubra was completely winning. Where did she make a mistake? Just I cannot find the way how did she manage to equalize the position, because she was clearly better here. Okay, just 96. Everything can happen in the side knot, you see? c5, take. So probably she thought that What if she just retreated with the knight to c4 and then knight e5, defended everything? I do not understand this move. Why did she decide to sacrifice? What was the idea? What? Maybe she just overlooked this idea. I don't know what was going on. Just okay, Colossus against Cardellane. Well, here it's not that easy for Sylvia to do something because, well, Cardellane is a kind of, she's trying. Okay, we see that Sylvia took on g5, now Blackwell took on g5. And this is the question with what Cardellane is going to take on g5. Either with the pawn on g5 or with the king, probably with the pawn, and then her idea is not allowing the king to move, to break through the king's side. And then Selene against Natasha, what are they doing? Also in the side note, so many things happened. And right now, well, I can say that France is doing well. You see, even chess, everything can happen at the side note because Kubra is winning clearly, and I guess for Adrian, right now, like more nerves. And let us check the other games quickly, and we're going to make a short break right now and let the girls think about the positions. Okay, Atanashvili against Gulmira, it probably will end in a draw. But in general, the match is going on not well. If Gulmira makes a draw, then it's clear that Jovakishvili is winning against Davlekbaeva, and the result of Janzaya does not affect the result of the match, I can say. Okay, dear friends, let's make a short break and then we'll return back later. Let the girls think after the 40th move and we will analyze with you the rest of the games. Okay, see you soon.